All right, welcome folks to our first ever public official hackathon. So excited to see all of you here on a Friday night. I think this just shows the kind of commitment you have made to yourself to work on interesting ideas, have fun for the next 36 or even like 40, 48 hours. Going to be intense for sure. Uh, how we're going to do this session, think of this as a kickoff. We will, uh, okay, just mute. Okay, cool. I'll quickly walk you through some logistics, and that's pretty much about it. Let me quickly share my screen. Where's my screen? All right, cool. So I hope all of you have access to this page. It's also accessible. Let me share the link as well. It's accessible at, okay, why I'm not able to type HTTPS. All right, it's accessible at rocket.career/moonshot. You'll find the Notion page there. Every detail you might need, we'll find it here. We'll also keep you posted. We'll keep you updated in our events as well. All right, quickly, let me walk you through the sections here. Uh, so yeah, dates. Welcome to Moonshot, powered by Requestly. We have Sachin here, the founder of Requestly. Hello, Sachin. We'll hear from Sachin in just a few minutes. Uh, Moonshot, I think you've already read this, but I'll go through it again. It's a hackathon with we're hosting it with a goal to attract support and give an opportunity to developers from all tier college grads across India for search of better opportunities and incredible kickstart of their careers. The theme of this hackathon, as you already know by now, is web development tooling, which is, let me mute one person. All right, cool. So the theme of this hackathon is web development tooling. So you need to save a developer time in their day-to-day work. It could be in any domain, be it during the development phase, testing phase, debugging phase, or maintenance phase. Any phase, anything. Since all of you are developers yourself, it's a good thing. You can, if it is something is helpful to you, that sort of it saves your time. That sort of idea qualifies for this. We, of course, idea is just not the only parameter we'll judge you on. We'll also judge you on the execution. So the idea is that you work on your idea in the next 40 hours to come up with a working prototype. I'll just talk about how we'll submit that and everything. So you come up with a working prototype based on your idea, and dates you already know. Event schedule, let me go through the event schedule. All right, so this team formation idea session we had yesterday, will also have a mini team formation at the end of today's session for people who missed it yesterday. Kickoff is going now. We have two awesome judges, Kushagra and Ben. We'll have a 1 hour session with them each tomorrow. Timings are here. Uh, Feel free to come with any and all questions you have for them. These are people with like lots of experience. Just check out their LinkedIn. You'll find that these are people with who have gone through lots of real work. So I think you'll have a good perspective hearing from them. Even if you don't have personal questions, come, because we have prepared a list of questions for them. So I think just hearing from them would give you good insights, since pretty much if you are in tech, if you are in this call, pretty much you have signed up for tech for the next 20 to 30 years of your life. So yeah, this is something you'll get some perspective from people who are like way ahead in this on this journey. Sunday 1 p.m. is the project submission deadline. Uh, we'll update the link here how you're going to submit your demos, and then we'll announce the finalists by Sunday 5 p.m. And that I'll quickly talk about the submission thing as well. And then finally, we have a demo event on Sunday night 8 p.m. This is the overall schedule. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the chat or raise your hands. Uh, all right. And the prizes, perks, I hope you already did it. I'll go through them again. We have cash prizes worth 20K for the winners. We have exciting career opportunities is requestly up for grabs. We have a wildcard entry to the Rocket community. Whenever we have the next cohort, we'll announce the dates next month. Whenever we have the next cohort, all the finalists get an entry there. And whoever submits their projects will also give a shout out to all of them. And here are the judges, links to their LinkedIn profiles. Make sure you go, just check out their experience. I think that would be fun. We have a link to a calendar here so that if you just click it here, you can add all the events in this hackathon to your calendar with one click, and it will automatically send you reminders. So just make sure you subscribe to this calendar here. You'll notice that when you add the events, they will not they'll not have the event links. The event links will be updated 10 minutes prior to the event. So that's about it. All right, evaluation criteria. We have 3 parameters to judge your ideas. Basically, one is the idea itself. The metric for that is how much time does it save for a developer, and that's a function of two items. One is the frequency of task, whether you are you get into that situation maybe like once a month or maybe twice a day. So that's the frequency of the task and how much time you're saving at per occurrence. Those are 2 factors that would contribute to this parameter. So think of it this way: if the frequency is also low and you're saving less time as well, then probably that's not a good idea. You want to like at least have one of them as high. The execution, which is idea is there, yes, but how close after the end when you submit, how close is it to ship to production? Like, can you go ahead and say, hey, this is ready to be used by other people? So one thing is, of course, it might work on your machine, but can you put that on public URL? Can you tweet it out? Can you say, hey, this is something I've built, which others can also start using? How easy or how close you are to shipping to production? That is your execution part. And finally is the demo, which is crispness of your presentation. For all the finalists, we will share a template of the PPT that you can use to fill that out. You can use as a guideline while presenting, and the Q&A from the judges. So those are the 3 criterias. I think these things also already you must have seen. Can we apply as a team? I think this is something that many people had confusion. So we allow a maximum of 2 people in their team. So multiple teams can work on same idea. So that's totally fine. Even if there are like 3 teams, they can work on the same idea, because I'm pretty sure the execution will be different for different people. But yeah, no 3 members, 4 members in a team. Make sure that the team size is max 2. And we already talked about what you can build. Anything that helps developers save time. I think we also have a list of ideas that we shared. Saiti can just drop that ideation sheet in the chat. Meanwhile, I'll also go through the chart that says what will be the tech stack. She says your choice. Yeah, you can use any tech stack. No constraints on the tech stack. Number of members allowed in the team is 2. All right. Saidi has dropped a link in the chat with the list of ideas that people came up with in yesterday's meeting. So if you don't have any idea to build on, you can just take some inspiration from there, and you'll see that there's no constraint on what you can build. You can build a Chrome extension, a desktop application. You can build a keyboard shortcut. You can make a bash script. Anything that helps you save time. And if you don't have an idea finalized or the team, just stay with us till the end. We'll help you get into that. That is about it. Let me quickly see if I missed anything. I've talked about this. I've talked about evaluation. Yeah, project submission. How you're going to submit your projects is you're going to submit your project link, and you're also going to submit a short video demo of your project. It could be just 1 or 2 minutes, just so that just you show how your project is working. So just share a Loom link, a demo of your project. and we will share the instructions how to make the video after the second session tomorrow with Ben. After that session, we'll share the instructions as well. And I already talked about Google Calendar. All right, build in public. So uh, if you're comfortable sharing things online, we would highly recommend you build in public, as in just create a thread. You can keep updating it with, hey, if you're stuck somewhere or you made some progress, you can keep updating in a Twitter thread. Up to you, like fully optional. That's totally up to you. And final thing for people who have not joined the Telegram group yet. Sai says I'm not audible. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, so you're audible, but the voice is a little low.
Okay. 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 Should have asked earlier. Okay. Abhi to like I was said everything already. Maybe folks watch the recording just to see how it goes. All right. Which group we're talking about? So this is, let me share. Here's a Telegram link so you can connect with other people uh, in the who are participating in the hackathon. And in case you have any doubt anytime, just tag me or just post it out there. Will help fix that thing. And yeah, that is about it. Any questions will take, maybe we can take right now as well if you have any questions regarding that, or we can take it towards the end. And yeah, now I'll hand it over to Sachin to give a quick introduction and take it forward from here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Swapnil. And thanks a lot, everyone, for spending your weekend, especially on building something really cool, instead of relaxing somewhere on your bed. So I'm really excited to see like what you guys build out in the next 2 crazy days. And let me share one secret, right? There are typically 2 steps when you do a startup, right? First step is talk to users. The second step is build the product. So essentially, like you take the journey of any product, like talking to users is the like biggest step, and you collect the feedback, then you create the product, and it goes in like cycles, right? But let me tell you a secret sauce of Requestly. Like what has been Requestly success so far? Like Requestly is used by more than 150,000 developers around the globe, and the secret sauce is that I always build the product for myself, right? So I was the user, I faced the problems firsthand, and I solved it myself. Like whenever there was any particular problem, okay, like this button is not looking good here, like the distance is huge, the delete experience is not good, right? I could feel all those pains, whether it could be the user experience or whether it's the actual functional part in the product, right? So the cycles, the iteration cycles are very less, and that's how I was able to like build a product that could cater to more users like me. And I was a web developer, right? So that's how like Requestly appealed to lots of web developers and simplify the like user experience and the problem it is solving for. I'll come to a little bit more about like what Requestly solves for. I'm not sure how many users who use Requestly here, but anyways, so our intent of doing this hackathon is to provide a platform and bring out more like from you, like the strength inside you, and build a product. Maybe it's a quick hack, a quick Chrome extension. Like we have enough proof now that the Chrome extensions can become big, right? Take the example of Grammarly, right? Not taking the example of Requestly so far, but take the Grammarly, right? So it could be a JavaScript library. Take the example of fingerprint.js, right? So we have enough proofs that a small idea or small spark can actually can become a big fire, right? So that's how we want to build this hackathon, to bring out some cool ideas from you that you face, particularly in your development, testing, debugging, like every day. That is your pain point. So let's spend next 2 days to solve that pain point, right? So with this, let me like quickly give you a brief intro about Requestly. And I believe most of you are like web developers here, so that might appeal to you as well. So a couple of lines about me. I won't go too much. Myself, Sachin, and I'm 2012 IIIT grad. I started my career with Google in the search team, and then I joined Adobe Target. So basically, I built this A/B testing product from scratch. So it is a competitive product to Wingify, if you know about Wingify or Optimizely, back in like 2012-13. And interestingly, I faced lots of problems while debugging target campaigns, which were being delivered on the customer's website. And that's how Requestly was like born, to solve my own problems. And I basically kept working on Requestly, solving our own problems. Today, Requestly is like probably backed by Y Combinator and investors like Sequoia. And we have roughly 160,000 users on all around the globe. And today, Requestly is used in like more than 1,000 companies. Like these are some of the companies who pay for using Requestly. Yeah, I'll just quickly touch upon some pain points in the life of a developer. Right? So one of the pain points that I faced when I was a developer was, especially when I was building front end, that the APIs were not ready. And even though there are so many solutions available on the like internet around mock servers and so many things, but still it feels so counterintuitive. It just doesn't feel the way I wanted to build a product. Right? I want to build the front end. So that's what Requestly solves in the first place. Second is like debugging issues in production environment. This was exactly the same thing that I first solved in like Requestly, the first use case, which was loading my local JavaScript in the production environment. And back then, like source map did not used to exist, local overrides did not used to exist, Chrome developer tools was naive, Firefox did not have like very sophisticated developer tool. But still, like so many people today compliment Requestly as a like Chrome Dev Tools plus or a missing piece in the Chrome developer tools. Right? Because it provides the capability to modify the network request on the go. So Chrome developer tools provides you the capability to inspect the network request, but Requestly provides you the capability to modify those network requests. One of our other learnings was so many people, like the productivity of so many people, especially developers, depend upon the quality of bugs reported by their QA members or the customer support, or even sometimes their customers, right? So that's what we added next in Requestly. That with Requestly, you can, with a single click, you can report bugs, which contains video, console logs, network logs, entirely stitched together. So as a web developer, I can see what my QA like went through, and I don't have to literally reproduce that issue. The other problem is that testing my local changes directly on staging sites or production sites. And this is particularly environment if you work for a company, which is a SaaS company, right? So when I say production sites here, think of it like customer sites. Your code is going to run on customer sites eventually. Now, you need confidence to like ship those changes to production. You can definitely test that on like some demo site or internal site, but you need confidence, and you get confidence when you test those changes on like 10 customer sites, and you can ensure, okay, these are my 10 biggest customers, and my new changes at least don't break workflow in like these 10 customer sites. So these are like some of many problems Requestly solves. With this, let me quickly give you a very brief demo of Requestly. So you can install Requestly from requestly.io. It is available as a browser extension as well as a native desktop application on all your favorite browsers. And we're about to like very soon release our open source like Chrome like developer tools in the Android debug builds as well. So this is Android SDK. This is officially not yet launched, but if you add our Android SDK in your debug builds, you will be able to get like network inspector, analytics inspector, log viewer, storage viewer, and host switcher, and you can download an entire session on your Android app. So coming to Requestly, so you can create traffic modification rules. Now, one simple use case is I want to test my changes on production side. So suppose let's take stackoverflow.com, like my favorite site on internet. So if I go to the network tab and search for simple jQuery, so you can see that there is a script jQuery.min.js is being loaded. Think of it like maybe your app.js, which is being loaded, and I want to run my local JavaScript on production so that I can test my local changes. So for that, I already have a jQuery downloaded on my local machine, and I'm running a local HTTP server, so which exposes jQuery on HTTP like this. And you can see there is a custom console log available here. So I can go to Requestly and I can create a traffic modification rule. So you can see Requestly provides several modification rules, like you can set up a redirection of requests, you can block certain requests, you can inject scripts, you can modify query parameters, you can modify headers. This is very powerful. You can also modify API responses directly in production. So for this, we will use redirect request. And in the interest of time, I already have this rule created. So you can see when your URL contains jQuery.min.js, then essentially load this URL. So I just turn this on. And now if I refresh Stack Overflow, ignore this, I was testing something. So you can see the original jQuery.min.js is now redirected to jQuery361.js, which is coming from my local host. And in the response, you can see there's a custom console. And if you go to console, you can see this console is being printed. So this is how now you can test your local changes like very easily. You can also debug your issues in production now. And you don't have to like set up your UI on your local machine. You can just play with your JavaScript code and test around. I think that's it. That's pretty much I wanted to show. There are many more things, but probably I can send them in an email. With that, like as I said, that Requestly is a like YC-backed startup, and I would love to help if you want, if any of you are planning to apply to YC, or in general, if you have any questions related to doing a startup, especially in the dev tool space, about your GTM space, GTM process, anything about it. Happy to take questions now. I think Pratmesh has raised your hand. Please go ahead, Pratmesh. You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hey, hi Sachin. Can we use this Requestly? Like, we are not working, we are working in a company, but like in our personal project, can we use Requestly?
Yeah, you can use that.
So
it's free.
On your website, we can get all the like how to use the guide and everything.
Yeah. There are YouTube tutorials as well. If you want, I can send an email with some quick how-tos.
Okay, that could be good. Yeah, that's just the question. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Pranav, you are asked about the revenue model. So Requestly is free. So the way we are thinking about the revenue model is essentially charging on the team workspaces, essentially on the collaborations. For individuals, you can use Requestly as much as you want. But if you want to use Requestly in a collaborated manner, like taking backup of your configurations, etc., because those configurations are really precious, not just for you, because the use cases in a team are very similar. So your teammates also want to use those configurations that you have created. Sometimes your customers also want to use those Requestly rules. So we are going to charge on the collaboration aspects. Aditya, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, hi Sachin. Thanks for the demo. Just wanted to check, like, I noticed few of the features overlaps with Postman a lot. So, like, given the choice between Postman and this tool, why should I prefer this, and what are the differences which Postman doesn't offer?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, and lots of people confuse Requestly with Postman. I actually don't know why, but let me tell you, like, Requestly and Postman are like very complementary products. There's a slight overlap between Requestly and Postman when it comes to like basically a box server, right? But think of it like this: Requestly is intercepting your traffic and giving capability to modify those parts of the traffic. Postman is essentially built for backend developers, is a REST client. So you manually hit your APIs and get the response and see that response, and you can set up automations on or testing on your like APIs. Right? On the other hand, Requestly is built for front-end developers. It is more closer to your websites, web apps, or mobile apps. So it's intercepting and modifying the traffic, and you don't have to like really coordinate with your backend developers to like test different things. For example, if you want to test that if a particular API sends a different response, how would my UI behave? Right? Like negative test case scenarios. In case of Uber, like for example, you want to test if the driver allocation API fails, what is the experience in the app? So you can simulate all those scenarios using request. You can just say that, okay, for this particular URL, give me this response, right? But for Postman, you actually can't change the API responses in your app. It's not integrated, right? So Postman sits in parallel to your app in firing the API requests. Does that help, Aditya?
Yes, makes sense. Yeah, Sachin, that pretty much answers my query. Thank you.
Yeah, so they are complementary products. Very slight overlap. Yeah,
Got it.
Haridarshan, please unmute and ask.
Yeah, hey Sachin. So the product is brilliant. I really like the aspect that you can mock APIs and basically build front end even if the backend is not developed. But my question was a bit more general, like with respect to the hackathon. So, like in case a Chrome extension basically usually takes more than a day to publish on Chrome. So can we share like the build files and maybe the judges can like install it in developer mode and test it. So is it okay?
Yeah, that's okay. So anyways, we have to install the extension either from a Chrome store or link, right? In that case, we will just download the zip and install it.
But in case of Chrome store, like it takes usually more than a day to publish on Chrome store.
Yeah, you don't have to publish. You can just give a link.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
At the same time, Haridarshan, you'll also be submitting a short video along with your project link. So that video should cover the usefulness of the product, whatever you want to show. So think of it this way: even if the judge doesn't install it on their machine, you should be able to convey the use case in your video itself. Because lots of times like these things happen, especially in a hackathon, that it will work on your machine, but when you start sharing it with someone else, some things might break because of some hard coding or something. So we're just giving you an option. You record yourself talking about a project and using it, showing it in action. That we'll get to see.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know your name, but Pragupta 33, you can ask a question.
Yeah, hi team. So Prashansa this side, I wanted to ask that this bug reporting tool sounds really interesting. So is it open source available? Like, can I see the demo of it somewhere?
Yeah. I can quickly show it demo. Yeah. So basically, you can go to this session recording thing, and Requestly allows you to configure the domains where you want to record the sessions. So in that case, I have configured all pages, but I can also configure like some particular domains. So when you configure this, when you go to any site, like tell me a site, for example, let's say flipkart.com.
Yeah.
So think of it like I'm a QA or a product manager and I'm testing something. And I've already configured this in the past, let's say a month back. Okay. And now I'm using the product and testing some things. And I find something broken. I'm not able to find like anything broken on Flipkart. It's production, but assume that this sounds weird to me and I want to report this to developers that this image is broken, right? So I can click on this icon. It says recording and it also mentions that session is being recorded on this page. You can click on view recording. Oops, the demo bots are not happy today. Let me show you some earlier recordings. For example, this was one of the bugs that I reported to my team. So I found this image broken, and you can see, so we did not have console logs there, but we didn't have the network logs. So you can see that the different APIs we hit and the different responses we got. Like for example, you can see this request response, and you can see all the environment details. And once you're happy, you can either like click this video and you can like generate a link and share with your team.
Okay, sure, understood. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Prashanta. Aditya, you have any more question?
Yeah, I had one more question. So that's regarding the hackathon. So you mentioned that you're looking more for Chrome extension, but like if we build a tool, something like a Python script which helps like developer ease their life, will that be acceptable?
Yeah, totally. So we just gave some references, like to think about it. We are totally fine with building Chrome extensions or utility scripts or JS library, or think of it like a CSS library as well, right? Totally fine with a Python script as well.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And like before starting working on our idea, is it like should we discuss the idea? Does that align with the hackathon theme or not? Because once we go ahead with developing and then backtracking is a long process. So is that possible?
We are very much open to that, but we
Yeah,
leave that to you. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like if you think it looks good, then you don't need to get it approved. But in case you want to get a quick opinion, we can like stay around after this call and we can just discuss things.
Okay, awesome. Yeah,
Cool.
thanks, Swapnil and Sachin.
All right. Meanwhile, I'll if you have more questions, folks, regarding Requestly or the hackathon, now's the time to raise hands. Else we'll wrap up this session. And before you drop off the call, in this sheet itself, you'll find this new tab which is Final Teams. Just mention your team member names and your idea in that doc, um, and yeah, that is sort of it will just help us keep a track of everything. Don't leave this call before filling it out. Just pick a random row down. Don't pick the first row because everyone will pick the first row, so it will get overwritten. Pick a random number from 1 to 100. Don't go beyond 100. 1 to 100 and pick a random number, start writing there. uh, and don't say idea 21, just copy paste that idea, and team member one is of course required. And if you have another team member, it's optional, but if you have another team member, write that name as well. Once you have filled that row, then you're sort of free to leave this session. Make sure you have joined the Telegram link so that we can be in touch. You can be in touch with us for anything. Yes, Rajat, go for it.
Hey, hi Swapnil. So actually, I'm an individual right now, so I don't have a team member. So do we have any process to
Yes,
get put?
yes, we'll sort of just do it in a few minutes.
Sure, thank you.
Cool. Folks, we'll give a couple of minutes if you have uh, any doubts regarding it. We'll do the team formation thing again at the end. But yeah, any questions regarding Requestly or the hackathon? Now's the time to ask. If not, just mention your team names and the idea in the doc. And once you have filled the doc, that is when you can feel free to like drop off the call. That's all we have for the kickoff. Pretty excited to see a bunch of cool demos on Sunday night, and I'm pretty sure you'll run into a lot of challenges, a lot of roadblocks. But yeah, I think that's the fun part of it. So in case you need help with anything, feel free to share on the Telegram itself. I'm pretty sure others can help you out with those things. All right. Okay, I see some people telling other people to go to some other call. Okay. All right. Um, okay. There's a lot of okay. I did not think it through.
Hi, Swapnil. This is Rafiq.
Yes.
I had a doubt regarding my idea. So I have decided to change my idea. So I got up with a new one. So I've decided, I was actually building a new project. So while building that project, I was finding difficulties in finding public APIs. So why not create a platform where you have list of free APIs for different categories? So will it be aligned for an hackathon?
So what you're describing is a solution to a problem. What you
Yeah.
need to come up with the problem itself. Like talk about scenarios wherein you think that not having it, you took X amount of time, and once you have that, now you're
Exactly.
taking by amount of time. So
Yeah.
think of it from problem perspective rather than from a solution perspective. As long as you have like enough problem statements, you can just do a quick estimation as well. So like if you're comparing between multiple ideas, you can just compare between the problems.
Okay.
We're not sort of judging you on like, hey, how much code you have written. Like, have you written 50 lines or 500 lines? That's not the criteria. It's about how much time, like how easy you're making life for a developer.
Yeah. So yeah, this can be the idea, right? I can build a project on this idea, right, for an hackathon. So it's like a collection list of APIs. You can just select the category and you will be able to find that public API. It's a free API. So what happens is while building your personal project, you may find difficulties in finding the APIs, public APIs. So why not just filter out all of them and build an application where you have categories? You can just select a category and you will find an
Right.
API.
So now you need to integrate it with, let's say, your VS Code or something. If you can make it easy. So let's say if someone has to like remember, someone has to remember where to go and then what to do, then it might make things messy. But if you make it very easy for a developer, so just think of what is the extreme to which you can make it easiest for the developer.
Okay.
Think of it along those lines.
Okay, sure.
All right. Other people who have written down their team names and their ideas, they can drop off so that we can run the team formation exercise for the other folks. And yeah, that's about it. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. I think 10. Said, is it 10 or 11?
Sir. Hello.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Awesome. So we'll see you at 10 a.m. for the first session. Think of these 2 sessions tomorrow as mini breaks from your building. It's not mandatory to attend, but we'll highly recommend you to attend because again, you can get experience from get perspective from experienced folks. That's about it.
Yeah.
Sir, can I say something? Sir,
Yes.
actually, my teammate isn't checking messages and I am without a teammate now. So
Let's make a new team. That's okay.
thank you, sir.
Okay. Saidi, you were saying something.
Yeah. So regarding attending to the work interview sessions, we have a small instruction related thing with Ben's interview. As soon as that ends, we want to just give an instruction about how you can make the Loom video. So if you guys can't attend to that, we will definitely upload the recording, but please try to be there so that if you get any questions regarding how to do that video when we are explaining, it will helpful for you to ask the questions then and there. So yeah, the Ben's interview will be happening in the evening 8 p.m.
All right.
That's what.
Quick answer to Milind. He asked 2 questions. Answer to one is yes, one is no. Is Loom mandatory? Yes. Can we do using OBS? No. We'll share it. We'll share it how to do it. It's very easy. You won't. It will not be time consuming for you for sure. So we'll talk about it in tomorrow's session. For now, just focus on building, and that's about it. We'll discuss if you have any challenges in Loom. We'll discuss it tomorrow. So I'm going to stop this now so that this officially marks the kickoff of the hackathon. And then people who want to form teams, just stay back. We'll just take a few more minutes and we'll pair you up in teams. All right, folks. See you tomorrow. Let's have a great hackathon.